Hello, BookTube, and welcome back. And I'm here to announce the third phase of my second childhood book quest. If you remember, or if you don't, or to refresh your memory, I'll put the two phase one and phase two videos down below. A link to them. Now, it's when it started, it was just a sort of question to see if people would be interested in this. And basically, it was for me to read books that I would have in my childhood between the ages, say, 5 and 8 years old, give or take. The rules of this are that they had to have been published pre 1974 or 74 at the latest, um, and preferably not rewritten today and sanitized. Now, the reason for that is I want to sort of pretend that I'm back reading during that time, because I never read books during that time, and this the whole idea came about from many weeks ago, where there was a an article in the Guardian about like a literacy study saying that 5 to 8 year olds are not reading anymore, more or less. That's what it was saying based on a study. Mark at Book Time with Elvis did a video about the article. I piped in with something regarding the article, and it went around sort of our little corner of BookTube with several booktubers, making videos regarding that article and responses to our videos. But by doing that, I realized I never read books between that age, and nor did I have them read to me. Like I must have read something because I remember doing a sort of speech in front of the class. But I could have been a bit older. But I remember doing the earliest thing I remember doing is something. It was a little speech about Charles Chaplin. Even as a child, I loved Charles Chaplin. So, but I can't remember how old I was, and I must have read something in order to create that, but I don't remember. But anyway, so this was the idea. So I put out the feelers, just saying, I'd like to do this. Do you have any ideas? And the stipulation is that it has to be between, well, prior to 74 or prior publication, because I want to do it as I would have read those books at those ages. And also too, like I say, I don't want ones that are sanitized, that have been rewritten, because that's not the purpose of this. I want to read those, and that in of itself will make it interesting, because I can now, as an adult, obviously, but going through my second childhood, obviously, I can look at those a little more critically, but also try to see how it would be looked through a 5 to 8 year old's eyes. And I thought that could be kind of interesting. So then came phase two, and after getting a great list of books, and I put them on my wish list on Amazon, which is no longer there, and I'll get to that in a moment. Um, and the number of people said that they want me to read this book, and what they've done is they've sent me money through PayPal to purchase the books. So I've purchased five. A couple were specific to the book, so I was able to get that, and then with a little bit extra, I've been kind of frugal looking around for the cheapest prices. Hence, one of them is not here. The first one that I ordered is not here yet, but the last one, the other four, has come in, so I'm hoping the other one, but I'll put it on the list as well, as five to choose from, and that's the key. This will be going up at noon on Saturday, September 24th, or is it 25th? 24th. That's tomorrow. And half an hour after that, at 12:30, a community tab will go up with a poll, and you can choose which one I will read first. And I'll let that poll go. Like, it usually only says that it's a 24-hour poll, but I'll let it go a week. So we're not going to really start this until October. So I'll let it go. So whatever is set by midnight my time, at the end of the month, whatever the end of the month it is that 30th or 31st. That will be locked in, the order that I read these in, and they are short, so I will probably pick through them fairly quickly, and I'm anticipating a lot of fun doing this as well in the videos. So, but as I say, the sanitization is a bit of a issue with me, because I don't want to do that. I wanted to get the first Famous Five by Enid Blyton, Famous Five on Treasure Island, mainly because we read Treasure Island in August of Adventures. So, but I found out that they had sanitized it. The newer copies are that way, so I have to look for, more original text. Now, I will put down again my PayPal account if you want to help with this and get more books for me to read and talk about. And as I say, but keep in mind it's for ages more or less 5 to, not go much younger than 5 probably, and maybe not much older than sort of 10ish for that time during the late 60s, early 70s. And I'll be happy to buy a book and read it of your choice. Now, what do I do with the books when I'm finished? They're probably not something I want to keep. There might be one or two that I'll say, no, I really like that. I want to reread that, and I might. But for the most part, what I'll do is I'll find a place to donate them. Now, it's been suggested a little one of those little free libraries. I'm sure they must be around here. I've been told about a website that I can check. The other problem is me getting to them. But we'll worry about that as the time comes when I get enough done. It also was suggested to donate them to my local library, but that's not a good idea, I don't think, because they will never go up on the shelves, and they will, at best, they'll go out into a sale for 10p. So I can find or try to find some other place where there's a little, maybe children's, where children's gather, maybe a group or something like. Well, there must be something anyway, and like I say, there'll be somewhere that I can, put them to hopefully go to a good home. So that'll be the thing. So if you are interested in joining in on this, my PayPal, as I say, is below. Send me a message with the amount and say this is the book you would like me to buy and read and discuss. And also, if you do want me to name you as well as the person who's done it, I haven't asked the people this time that have specifically asked me to do books, but I will, in the future, I will sort of try to identify if you want to be identified for this, or general people. Like there's several of these that were bought with just general funds saying, buy whatever you want. And I'm not talking huge amounts of money here at all, and I'm quite frugal with trying to find. That's why it took so long to get these. I could have ordered them from Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. And got them a day later, a couple days after. But I would have spent twice as much money on these, to be honest. So I was able to frugally get some at really good prices. And with regards to my wish list, I won't be having a wish list anymore on Amazon. I'm thinking of Wordery. If you know anywhere else in the UK that you can have a wish list for books, then do let me know. I'm going to try to stay away from Book Depository as well. I can't stay away from Amazon fully because I thought of deleting my account because they really irked me. Let's put it that way. And that's, irked me recently. So, and I will only purchase things that need to be from there or possibly through third party. but I know they're still getting their cut, and they actually get more from new, but then I don't have to deal with the delivery. That's the issue, or that's one of the issues. So anyway, that's why Amazon is no more for me. Okay, now that's the commercial. Now let's get to phase 3, which is choosing the book, and phase 4 will be reading, and phase 5 is posting about it, doing a video. So this is the first one. Yeah, I'll go with the first one that's not here yet. And as I say, it was the first one, so I've got to check this up if it's not here by next week. There it is. It's Where the Red Fern Grows, Wilson Rawls. It sounded quite neat. It's a bit of a longer one. That's the cover I expect to get, which is a really nice cover. I can't remember off the top of my head when it was written, but it's it fits the rules that I'm talking about. Oh, the other rule is that it's short, preferably under 200 pages, preferably, which shouldn't be that difficult. And the reason is that I want to read quite a few of these, but I don't want to spend all my time reading these every month, if you see what I mean. Also, too, if you want me to read a specific book, and that book is no longer in print, and it's too expensive to buy an out-of-print book, then I might be able to do it on ebook. I want to avoid doing too much extra on ebooks, because as I'm now going into at the end of this year and into the new year, I'll be reading a lot more other stuff on ebook. So I don't want to add too much to it, because I can only read so much on ebook for eyes, headache, and so forth, and comfort. So keep those things in mind. So we'll go through. I'll put look at the rules down at the bottom. I'll put the rules to my my reading challenge, and they're self-imposed rules, but yeah, and some of that can be broken. The length wise, if it's something that looks really interesting. Okay, Where the Red Fern Grows was number 1, which I haven't received yet, and I received this one. It was suggested by a friend. How to Eat Fried Worms by Thomas Rockwell. Now, you look it up online, it says it was published 1973, so that's perfect. However, when I got this copy, it says the publication text is Thomas Rockwell 1990. So, but it doesn't say anything that it's been sanitized. And from a brief look, I couldn't see anything that it was sanitized. So, hopefully it's not, but it makes me wonder with that date there. Or do they just put, they don't want to put 1973 because it may put somebody off, that it's too old. That's a possibility. So I'll take that because I've already got it. And but I'm going to have to start now checking these things. Next is A Bear Called Paddington, which was first published in 1958 by Michael Bond. And it's the first adventures of Paddington Bear. Now, this makes me wonder as well. It says 1958, new edition published by Collins 2002. Again, I did a quick search and I couldn't find anything. So, if anybody knows that either one of these have been, for sure that they know that they've been updated and sanitized, and let me know. Because that is going to be part of this experience. To read stuff that I would have read when I was that age, and I would have read if I was given this stuff. There's going to be stereotypical characters, there's going to be racism, there's going to be sexism. All these things are potential to be in there, which will be interesting in of themselves to comment on. Okay, that's number 3. Number 4 is The Little Ghost by Ottfried Pribler. Pribler? I'm butchering his name, I know. First published 1966, despite it not saying that. In here it says 2001 German. So again, I hope it has not been sanitized, but we won't know for sure. And the last one, which I'm pretty sure hasn't been sanitized because it is a facsimile of the original, I think, with the illustrations, is The Magic Pudding by Norman Lindsay. And this was published recently by Martino Publishing in 2012. But it originally was published... Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Yeah, that was Martino. By Agnes and Robertson in Sydney in 1918. And it's got some nice illustrations in. The person who specifically wanted me to read this sent me an email later saying that they've since found out that there's racism in it. And I said, well, that's okay, because I am mature enough, even though I'm in my second childhood here, to take it in its place and discuss it. Now, because a set, see, here's an example. A set amount was sent for me to buy this, and there was a pound or two left over, and I was able to find. I did it on an eBay auction. I got this for 99p, and I think £1.50 for shipping. So, yeah. So I'll use the money, as I say, very frugally for these. So those are the 5 books for my second childhood book quest. And within a half an hour at 12:30, there will be the poll on my community tab. Now I'm hoping I put 5 there. If I can't, I'll mention. I know I can do 4 for sure. I should be able to do 5, but if I can't do 5, I'll put where the red fern grows, and I'll mention it at the top. And then what you need to do is just write that into the comments if that's the one you want. And as I say, they will be read in order. And again, my PayPal is down below if you'd like to contribute to this. And I'll put the rules again down below for this reading project. And also links to my first 2, Phase 1 and Phase 2. It wasn't called Phase 1 at the time. I called it Phase 2 later. And then I think it was at the second one that I decided on the name with help. Second childhood reading quest. So I'll see you next time, BookTube, and yeah, let me know which one to read of these first. Thank you.